The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Yeah, 7 minutes away from Summerfest tickets. You and a friend to July 4th weekend at Summerfest, which is incredible. But first, we're sorry to say that a world record that was attempted over the weekend did not happen. And we always love announcing, some kind of special new world record. Oh, there's so many of them out there. And
not everything needs to be a world record, though.
You're not going to like this one.
Oh. It's a bad start, Brian.
So in Kyle, Texas, they tried to get a world record of Guinness Book of World Records of how many people can fit in one place with the same name. And they wanted people named Kyle to all show up in Kyle, Texas, and then break the record. Now, they had 706 Kyles show up. And that wasn't enough for a world record, which seems incredible.
So you could just do this with every name, so I could do like a Kenzie record somewhere?
You could.
Okay.
In fact, maybe we should. I wonder how many people would, because Casey's girlfriend is named Mackenzie, and I don't think she goes by Kenzie, but could she help out and just say she goes by Kenzie to be a part of this? You have to go by Kenzie specifically?
What if this guy, I'm sure a Kyleford wouldn't have counted.
A what name, Kenzie?
Kyleford.
How many Kylefords do you know?
Well, not many, but I'm trying to think of like...
You don't know one. Come on. There's not one Kyleford out there.
You don't know me, Brian. How dare you?
You have a whole bunch of Kylefords on your phone.
I know a few Kylefords.
Give me your phone right now. We'll look up Kyleford.
Stay on my phone.
I don't even think you know a Kyle, let alone a Kyleford.
I don't know if I know a Kyle.
Do a search in your contacts real quick.
Rittenhouse? Not in person, though. I just heard a lot about him.
Woo! Okay.
That's the first Kyle that comes to mind. Is that bad?
He's not your cousin?
No. Nope.
So they failed this record, sadly, with 706 because the record is a town in Bosnia that had people named Ivan get together in 2017, and they got 2,325 Ivans to show up.
But that's an Ivan. How does Kyle? These are Kyles. This is a different world record.
It's only about people with the same name showing up in the same spot.
Oh, so you can't just do it for every name?
They just happen to be in Kyle, Texas, and that's where they got the idea to do it from.
Does it count as one if you're in Kyle, Texas?
Does the city count as one?
Yeah, one on the board, baby.
I don't think so.
Suck on that.
It may have, but they were still 1,600 people short, or 1,600 Kyles short, because the Ivan just killing it. A lot of Bosnia people named Ivan, apparently.
Who are busy.
Yeah.
They were at pretty free schedule. I'll show up.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a shame they lost out on that record, but
that's a lot of effort, and then to lose kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Now you just got together for no reason. Like, that's the crappiest story ever.
And then when they got there, they're like, they start talking. They go, what's your name, man? Oh, yeah, I got it. Kyle. That's right. Sorry.
No,
I
how many mean texts were sent to other Kyles? Like, you son of a bitch, you said you were going to make it. We would never have organized this if you committed and didn't come.
Yeah. Pulled up in your driveway. I honked. You didn't come out.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Think about how sad the visual of 700 Kyles leaving a park is, knowing that they didn't complete the Guinness World Record.
Yeah.
They've got their wagons and their coolers and their snacks, and they've all got to go back to the car without a Guinness World Record.
Well, it is sad because there's a picture of them, and there is like a whole part of the park, like there's almost a stage set up. It's kind of like, like Lollapalooza at the end, the traveling festival at the end wasn't doing so well when it was in Tinley Park. And there were some people in the pavilion, but nobody in the grass and everything. It's kind of like, oh, it didn't look good. Thank God it recovered nicely. But is there a name that you're biased against instantly? Because maybe Kyle's are, I don't know, maybe there was just people didn't want to show up because they're embarrassed because they've been ripped on their whole life by having their name Kyle.
Because Kyle has a bad rap. Like, Double Features might just text it in exactly what I thought when I read this story, which was, did the Kyles just chug Monster and punch holes in drywall? Because when I think of a Kyle, that's what I think of.
That's his impression of a Kyle?
Yeah, I'm very biased against Kyles. I'm very biased against the name Carter, too. I've never met a Carter that I'm a fan of, other than Jimmy Carter.
I don't know many Kyles, but I know a couple Kylies that are bitches.
Yeah,
okay.
Kylie's not a good name.
Slightly adjacent.
Is Kylie the female version of Kyle, I guess?
Right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be? What do you think the female version of Kyle?
I don't know.
Do you have a better one?
I don't know.
Kyla, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, Kyla. I like Kyla. I don't like Kylie, but I like Kyla.
I'll tell you what. I can't, and I'm so sorry if your name is Kylie. I want you to feel attacked. But I had a really, really bad run-in with a Kylie. She was super mean to me in school. And then I moved to Florida, and I had my own radio show, and things were going well. And she DM'd me with this long apology about making my life hell and how bad she felt.
I thought you said she was going to make it hell in Florida.
She's going to double down.
Like, I'm so sorry.
You thought you had it bad then.
I'm going to move there.
Yeah, and I was
like the
just,
Alec Baldwin voicemail.
Yeah.
but I was just like, okay, I appreciate your apology, like whatever. I mean, she was being like a forgiveness program. What are you, alcoholic, whatever. Anyways, so moving on, she then goes, I would love. Because obviously you have to work a lot of concerts in our jobs. She goes, I would love to come down and stay with you and support you at one of your shows.
Huh.
And I'm like, I don't think that's necessary. Like, I totally, listen, I've moved on. Don't worry about it. And then she proceeded to curse me out for being such a bitch.
For not inviting her down?
And I'm like, you've really grown. I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you stay in my house, you psychopath. And now I can't like Kylie's.
Apologies again to the Kylies out there, right? That's the one experience.
Some of you are probably great people.
I'm sure.
Yeah, if you're a Kylie and you think you could win Kenzie over, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
312-591. Yeah, 312-591-8300. Any Kylies listening right now?
I like this contest. Who could be nicest to me? This is fun. How are you gonna butter me up like a turkey? That's what I'm looking for.
But only if your name is Kylie. Not Kyla or
Kyle.
Kyle.
Anybody else wants to win me
No.
over.
We don't want everybody calling.
My Instagram is at Kenzie K on air.
Thirsty.
I would love you to be nice to me.
Is there a name out there? Because it's funny you say Carter, because I knew two guys named Carter, but it was their last name, and one of them punched a cop.
Well, I feel like I missed some details here.
I don't need to go too deep on it, but I mean,
think last name Carter is usually awesome. Coach Carter, great movie.
well, great movie. These guys, this was their last name, and one of them knocked up four kids.
Jay-Z, super talented.
4 kids with 4 different girls. This Carter that I knew, but before he was 30.
Was it Jay-Z?
No, it was not Jay-Z. Although he may have a lot out there. And then his brother punched a cop.
Oh, his brother punched a cop.
Yeah.
It wasn't even him.
Yeah, but he went to jail too. The other one.
Oh.
They were good hockey players, though. They were really good hockey
They sound
players.
like they'd be good hockey players.
Okay, so far no Kylie's calling up to defend the Kylie name.
No, but Sean texted in and said Kylie sells MLM products at UGG boots and is drinking a pumpkin spice latte, and that feels like an apt point.
And bullying people.
Yes, I feel like that goes hand in
She's
hand.
probably throwing the pumpkin spice latte in someone's face as we speak, burning a homeless person outside.
All those things, huh? All that. You're Kylie, anyway. Did you ever track her and see what she's doing now? Because usually bullies end up in a bad spot. They don't usually win.
Well, based on the fact that she wanted to stay at my place, I feel like she probably wasn't doing great then.
You know, I don't know. I
thought she was like rolling in it.
Yeah.
She wanted to come stay with me. I was like, no.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can roll in it going to Summerfest. How about it? 312-591-8300. Caller 10 right now. We'll get it Summerfest. And here's the lineup for that weekend, July 4th weekend. AJR, Mount Joy. You got the Wallflowers. You got Living Color. You got Cracker. That's just some of them on that weekend. So 312-591-8300. Caller 10 right now is going to Summerfest from Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
All right, we got our winner for the Summerfest tickets. But just remember, every day at this time this week at 8 o'clock, we'll have tickets for Summerfest for July 4th weekend. Everybody thinks about, well, what am I going to do for July 4th weekend? Got to be, so many things to do around Chicagoland, but going to Summerfest is epic, and we will get you there every day this week at 8 o'clock. So make sure you're right at 8 to get those tickets. Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Now, we're talking about a story how in Kyle, Texas, 706 Kyles gathered to break a record of people with the same name all in one spot. And they came way short of the Ivans in Bosnia. 2,325 Ivans got together in Bosnia about 8 years ago and set that record. And so the Kyles fell short.
The Ivans are organized.
Clearly. You got a name like Ivan. You trust an Ivan as far as getting the job done.
Yeah. Like, it's going to get done.
Right. Now, we threw a little bit of shade at Kyle's, but Kyle and Griffith wants to defend Kyle's out there. What's up, man? Ahoy, Kyle. What's going on?
What's going on, guys? How are you today?
We're doing amazing. So in your defense of Kyle's out there everywhere, what would you say?
We were probably busy hanging drywall that day. Probably all didn't get the memo. I know a new Monster energy drink just came out that day as well, so we were probably pretty busy.
We're pretty busy. You're slammed.
pretty busy that day.
So you're saying while everybody else is just lounging around, not working, the Kyles are out there getting the job done.
Well, my thing is I don't see why we would want to meet in Texas anyway. That's kind of far south for all the Kyles to meet. I figured like Oklahoma probably would have been cool, somewhere a little further north.
Still pretty far. Oklahoma's right
Yeah.
next to Texas.
Yeah, but it's north of Texas, not that far south.
Gotcha.
So you're telling me this was not the ideal meeting place for Kyle's?
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of Kyles in the Midwest. I don't think Kyle's a real good Southern name. So,
Kyle, because it would have been Kyle.
Yeah. That's how I'm always referred to as Kyle.
Kyle.
Kyle?
It's South Park. That's the easiest way to remember it.
Are you in a good relationship, Kyle?
I am.
Okay. You have any kids?
I do. I have an 8-year-old son.
Oh,
Is his name Kyle?
No, his name is Olin.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah.
That's
Named
adorable.
after my grandpa, yeah.
No, he's not going to ever be able to break the world record for a lot of people with that name. It's
Yeah.
just too unique.
Him and my grandpa are the only two that I know with that
Yeah.
name. So.
That is so cute.
if all the Olins can meet in Griffith, Indiana this afternoon, it'd be great to set a
Like
record.
3 of them?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. It'd probably be about him and my uncle. That'd probably be about it.
All right, Kyle. Well, listen, we think you've proven yourself pretty good there. So thanks for checking in. Take it easy on the Kyles today. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
It's 8:10 coming up here at 8:20. We're going to give you the keyword again to get to the Austin City Music Festival. Blink 182. It's a full trip, VIP style, $2,000 in travel money. Yes, 8:20. That's coming up. We'll give you that. Plus, we have head to headlines where you decide the content of the show. But we talked about these Kyles going on. This Kyle gathering that didn't make the Guinness Book of World Records led to that conversation about names that you're biased against. And Dennis checked in. Dennis, ahoy, what's on your mind?
Ahoy, Mike. Everywhere I've worked, every industry, there's just too many damn Mikes.
Okay, but do the Mikes have a track record of being bad people in anywhere, or just too many of them?
Just too many. It's like even my in-law. There's two Mikes in that they have to call one Travis or not Travis, Kurt. And it's like, come on, why you gotta
That's
call
the
him by a
natural-
different name?
What's
Wait.
the natural nickname?
I mean, wait, I don't get it. Oh, I don't get the leap at all. So they call one Mike Travis? Why?
Because they go by their last names.
Oh, okay.
Because Mike just showed up. Well, which Mike? Really? It's like, come on, and
Throws his
then
drink in their face as they show up.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines, where you decide the content of the show based on the headline alone. So we're going to give you a couple headlines, and you find one story intriguing, you text that headline number. So headline number 1 or headline number 2 to 312-591-8300. Wait till we give you the headlines because you really got to think on this one. We will never talk about the other story again. It's not chosen. So here we go. Headline number 1. Someone has been throwing canned food off a Portland high-rise for weeks, endangering those below.
Oh, God.
Are they trying to help people? Are there people down there who are hungry?
You want this food? You all want my tax money? Here, take this Campbell's soup.
They probably can't even do anything nice anymore. I'm like lightly tossing food to people, and I'm in trouble.
Good Lord. That's headline number 1. If you want to hear more on that story, text in. Headline number 2. Woman discovers husband is cheating on her after puppy swallows his mistress's thong.
Oh my gosh. No, wait. That's a scene from a movie.
It is?
Stray is the movie that came out where Will Ferrell's a dog.
I don't know that movie.
Missed that one.
I went and saw it in theaters because I thought it would be a lot funnier than it was. I gotta be honest.
Wait, this movie came out like last year?
Yeah, and it was graphic. I was not ready. I was not prepared for how graphic. It makes American Pie something I would show my 10-year-old. It
Really?
was so graphic, and I'm like, it's just dogs. Like, I wasn't ready. But
Is it animated or real dogs like talking like in the movie where the babies
real
talk?
dogs talking.
Wow.
Yeah, and in that movie, because his owner just treats him like crap, but he thinks he's a nice guy because like dogs think everybody's nice. It's one of those things.
Sure.
He runs in the room with a thong, and the girlfriend breaks up with the guy because the dog thinks it's like a chew toy. He's all excited.
Well, it's got Will Ferrell, Sofia Vergara, Jamie Foxx,
I know.
Isla Fisher, who was Gloria in Wedding Crashers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen's ex-wife.
Yeah. That's a good cast.
Oh,
Dennis Quaid.
ex-wife, they broke up?
They got divorced a few months ago.
Oh, no.
I know.
I
rooting
really
for them.
liked them.
I know. No, it's hard to stay
I
together.
hate that.
Hard to stay together.
True love is a myth.
No, let's not get carried away. Jesus.
Nothing's real.
Wow, this movie also had Dennis Quaid and Mark Wahlberg.
It was a huge cast.
I mean, there was a
You
lot.
have no idea how excited I was to see this movie. I thought it was going to be like the new Superman.
I've never even heard of it.
What?
Brian, did you hear of this movie?
I don't remember seeing a trailer for
I
this.
literally went the day it came out. I was so excited.
Good Lord.
Was it Lord of the Rings?
I was just because I was so ready to see a super funny movie again, and
Yeah.
it was okay.
Yeah, okay. Strays, if you want to go take a chance on that one.
Don't watch it near anybody you're uncomfortable around. It is the most inappropriate thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
So real quick, the headlines again, real quick. Headline number 1. Someone's been throwing canned food off Portland high-rise for weeks, endangering those below. That's headline 1. And headline 2 is, woman discovers husband is cheating on her after puppy swallows his mistress's thong. That's not from the movie Strays. That's a real story. Text in whichever one you want to hear us break down, whichever story you want to hear more about. We'll never talk about the other story again. After the cranberries, we'll get into it. You decide the content. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On
Brian and
Q101.
Kenzie on Q101. Head to headlines. You decide the content based on the headlines alone. We'll have the results in a second here. But basically, these were the 2 headlines you chose from to hear more about. And the other story we'll never talk about again. Choose wisely. Headline number 1 was, someone has been throwing canned food off a Portland high-rise for weeks, endangering those below. Boy, this got more numbers than I thought in the voting. A lot of people want to know what's going on with the people throwing canned food off the high-rise. Headline number 2 was, woman discovers husband is cheating on her after puppy swallows his mistress's thong. Now, that one won, but I do want to give credit to that other story. Boy, a lot of people want to know why this guy was, or person or woman was throwing canned food off the high-rise, but we'll never talk about it. Sorry.
So, thanks, Brian. Well, too bad.
Sorry.
Well, you thought it was going to be more of a 1 to 16 seed matchup like in March Madness.
I
but it ended up
really
being pretty
did.
Close,
I
yeah.
thought the thong story was going to win by a landslide. It'd be easy, but this one's really close.
But thank goodness the thong story won.
Thank goodness. And here we go. A woman discovers husband is cheating on her after a puppy swallows his mistress's thong. A woman uncovered her husband's illicit affair in a truly eye-popping fashion as their poor puppy ingested his mistress's thong with dangerous consequences. So an emergency trip to the vet resulted in this situation as the dog got really sick, seriously ill when he arrived. X-rays showed an obstruction in his poor little tummy. Okay, the poor dog's little tummy. I know. So when they arrived, they did surgery because they couldn't tell what it was from the X-ray.
They're like, there's no way that's cheetah print.
Or I just imagine the ones, like, for it to cause that much of a tummy problem, I just imagine the one with gemstones on it.
Oh, God.
Little rhinestones.
Do they make that?
Yeah, like a little heart in the corner with, like, rhinestones on it or something.
Oh.
When you say the corner, that's the top of the tooth.
Or, like, where your hip is.
The floss. Oh,
no,
on the hip.
like on the hip.
Oh.
Floss.
Like a piece of mail. It's like that's where the stamp goes.
I got it.
Like a heart.
I thought it'd be the top of the crack going up.
Top of the crack.
You know, like the dental floss that goes up and then attaches
How
to the
would you
top.
do it there? You could do a shape or anything.
I don't know. I just thought I've never
Very
seen
small.
one.
There's not a lot of room.
I've never seen a bedazzled thong. And I'm sorry in my life I've never seen
Wow,
that.
both of you guys haven't seen one?
No.
Huh.
No.
Wow. I don't know what
You're
this
shocked
says.
by that?
Yeah,
That say
kind
something?
of.
Okay, has any other listener seen a bedazzled thong?
Well, there's little rhinestones on them sometimes, not all the time.
Interesting.
Those are usually, I mean, maybe this answers it. Those are usually the ones you wear when you expect someone to see it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why neither of you have seen one.
I thought you were
No
going to
one
say.
ever thought this night's going to end with them seeing me naked. For sure, that's not going to happen.
This is just me getting some dinner
Yeah.
on Bumble.
Well, girls
Yeah.
gotta eat.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know, a Capital Grill over here.
Yeah. Oh, God, don't bring that up ever.
Your worst date ever.
Worst date ever.
Didn't
Just,
see a bedazzled thong at the end of that, did you?
no.
Kinsey, can you bring in a bedazzled thong for show and tell?
No, I'm not bringing in one of my thongs.
Are you sure?
You don't want to think about it?
Let me ask again.
No.
I don't think that's appropriate.
Oh, boy. So, according to the vet, the puppy was very sick. Again, they saw the obstruction. They went in and did surgery to figure out what was going on. And the dog could have died, by the way. But they did find a thong. And the owner came in and said, "A thong?" This is the woman owned the dog. "I don't have a thong. I've never had thongs. Never owned a thong." I know.
None?
Well, I guess certainly not a bedazzled thong.
I would have had so many more questions as the vet. I'm like, really?
Are there, the question, Kenzie, do you think is it 50% more wear thongs? What's the over-under on women that wear thongs to just...
I would say a lot too, because this is something men don't have to think about, but you get lines on certain stuff as a girl.
Yeah.
So like your leggings or certain dresses, like you can't wear like the boxer shorts or something like the little boy, but like you can't wear that in a lot of stuff because you'd see it.
Right. Is it comfortable?
I think they're comfortable. I'm sure some people don't, but like.
Yeah.
I dated a girl for 2 years who never wore thongs. Didn't own one.
What'd she wear?
Just like
grandma panties?
Like in between, like a cheeky Victoria's Secret, like hybrid, like mid coverage pansy.
Yeah,
You saying the word cheeky is disturbing.
Mid coverage just sounds boring, doesn't it?
Well, she was very
Mid coverage. I work in a library. No, so I think if you think a thong's uncomfortable, I think that you probably just have the wrong size. Because you wear it really tight, it's gonna hurt.
Yep.
You get the right size. It's like there's not much there to cause pain.
But you can't have a baggy thong.
It's not gonna bag. It's not gonna bag and tag, maybe.
It's just like hanging like a swing in between your legs.
No, it would just fall off. That wouldn't be the only big part. It doesn't stay the same on the hips, so they just grow in that region. Why would it just hang like that?
Do they stretch out? Do they lose their elasticity like sometimes my boxer briefs do? Does a thong just all of a sudden just get loose?
Yeah, when do you know it's time to retire a thong?
Because they don't look cute anymore. Like it's counterproductive to wear an ugly thong.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I gotta feel good about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it on like this. Like, you can't do it. It's gotta go.
Hanging in the rafters after it's done.
It's
Right.
just, it's on its time.
You had a few good date nights with that.
Like it's a jersey?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Like if
just
the rhinestones start coming off, now it's just embarrassing.
Yeah,
That's just
exactly.
tacky.
In the same way the Blackhawks have all their banners up in the rafters at the UC, Kenzie's got a few thongs lined up on her house.
I don't hang them up.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Why? What is wrong with you guys?
The trophies,
How is that? It's underwear.
They can be anything we want.
Oh my gosh.
The doctor, to close this out, said the puppy was obviously in the thong place at the right time.
That's fun.
Thanks, Doc.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.